Top five.
Yeah, girl. You ready to do this? You ready to count this thing down? We're doing the top 5, her. Yeah, let's set it off with 1, 2, 3, 4.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of Ranked Top 5 Lists of Stuff That Don't Matter. I'm your host, Tuong, and today we have the baddest people I know, the most cutthroat, evil, dark, more adjectives people I know. That's all I got. There you go. See how villainous that was? Tip. That's right. Yeah, so evil. To my right, we have the dastardly, the handsome, the man. Are you man bun today?
You bet I am.
Heck yeah. No one can see your hair flip right now, but we'll just pretend they can.
Perfect for an audio format.
That's right. Alex Toth. Hello.
Hey, Tuong, how you doing? Thanks for inviting me.
Hey, Alex. Thank you for being here. I know you, out of all of the villains that want to be on this podcast today, were the one that lobbied the most to be on this podcast. In fact, you poisoned everyone, if I heard this correctly.
Yes, anyone else who had more talent than me, pretty much anyone. I poisoned them so I could
What
be
did you use? Is it like the laughing gas like the Joker used?
No, it was arsenic. Yeah.
Damn it. That's good. Alex, we have a very, very special guest beside you. Yes. Who is this person?
To my right, again, not great in an audio format, is Joe.
Josef Addleman. Hello.
Yes.
He's back, everyone.
Yes, I have missed you.
Okay.
It has been some time since we have met.
What is this
face to face?
Is
sort of like a like not quite an Emperor Palpatine, but that direction kind of a guy.
Okay,
you know,
so
definitely
you're
got a hood, definitely got some rankles, definitely hangs out in somewhere dark and wet.
Sith-ish?
Yeah,
Sith-like?
sure. Yeah, I guess Joseph.
Sith adjacent.
Yeah, Sith
okay.
adjacent.
And
right.
what species are you going
here.
for here? A human? Elf?
Yeah, probably like humanoid, but maybe reptilian under the skin.
Okay, all right.
Reptilian after dark.
That's right. Okay. Yeah. Joe, it's really good to see you.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming all the way to the pod cavern.
Thanks for inviting me over and feeding me shrimp pasta.
Yeah, well, that's
Behind
also
the
poison.
curtains.
So
okay,
we're going to poison everyone by the end of this show.
Nice.
Joe, who would you like to poison?
Who would I like to poison? I don't know. I feel like I want to poison like my grade 5 crush. That sounds murderous, but like in a no, I don't really know anyway. In fact, I was trying to make that into like sweet.
Yeah.
Like here, have a poison
of
cookie
love.
that is my heart.
Yeah, it
couldn't really find a way
Just
there.
introduce the next villain.
Yes, to my extreme west, through the tunnels of space and time, all the way from British Columbia, is Taylor, last name here.
Taylor Fleming.
Fleming, of course.
The Flemmer.
What up?
Hello, Taylor.
We found
He's here.
an intricate series of tunnels that connected British Columbia all the way to the pod cavern in Ontario.
That's right, Taylor. He's back, everyone. He's Skyping in once again from all the way in BC, where it's cloudy all the time, I hear. I'm not sure if that's true.
No, dude, it's stupid hot right now.
It could still be stupid hot.
In September when this is being recorded.
Oh, true. Wink. Taylor, thank you for being on the podcast.
Thanks for having me, buddy.
Yeah.
I mean, not thank you. It's about villains.
It's been a while.
I'm bad, baby.
You're bad to the bone. We all are in some capacity. But today's episode, we're talking about top 5 villains. But you know what? We wanted to put a little spin on it. Here at Ranked, we really wanted to lean into lists that don't matter. So it's been a while since we had something that truly didn't matter. And today, why not say top 5 villains you'd like to work for?
Yeah, because villains are, aside from, wrecking the world and motivating plot, they are also job creators.
That's
sometimes
right.
we forget that.
A good villain employs a lot of minions, underlings, and a truly great villain might supply benefits to their employees. Who knows? I don't know. I don't know what you guys have nominated or will nominate today. But I think we're going to go with that topic today. Before we get started, do we have any ground rules we want to cover? Actually, we probably have a lot.
Yeah,
I would
this
assume.
is a weird one.
Like I said, at first I was like, let's do top 5 villains because, That'd be great. Maybe we'll do that one day. But top 5 villains that you'd want to work for was, again, a really fun topic to think about, but really hard to think of actual answers to this. So I'm sure we all have our own kind of a method of our attack strategy of how we want to tackle this. So
I almost don't even want to set ground rules because I think it'll be kind of fun to figure out what we brought into it.
well, we can just rough ground rules here, I would say.
Yeah.
Let's see here.
I think whether we define it for sure in advance or not, I think like one of the things that we're gonna come up against is like how villainous does a villain have to be? Are there sort of like gray area anti-heroes who dabble in darkness?
Yeah.
Is that acceptable?
Yeah,
Are
I
there-
think so.
I think so because I
believe
mean,
so.
somebody could be. It could just be the rival person in their school, but they're the villain of that story.
I could
so that
think,
would
yeah,
work,
if
right?
they're an antagonist,
narrative villains?
yeah.
Yes.
If they're an antagonist in the show or movie or whatever what have you, then I think it's fair game.
They don't have to be evil, but
Yeah,
can
they don't
still
have to
a
be
villain.
evil to the core. Because a lot of evil to the core villains you probably don't want to work for. Yeah, because a lot of times I keep going back to like, oh, I want to work for like this guy. He'd probably kill me.
Well, yeah, a lot of villains.
That was my number one concern. Will I die in these endeavors?
I think that's
That's
going to come up
exactly
with a
right.
lot of them is like there's always going to be that percentage that you get murdered by your villain boss, and
Yeah.
like that might just be an acceptable
I'm
risk.
okay
in some of
with
these.
like if I'm working for a villain, I might know that I might die someday, but the road to that point better be fucking good.
Yep.
I better have some sweet perks along the way. What else do we want? Let's in terms of work for, let's say it could be any job capacity, right? You can be working close to the boss, or you can be working kind of further away. I don't think it really matters. You're just employed by
Yeah.
this set individual or
I-
company or whatever.
I think as long as it's a job that you could see them employing someone for, you know,
Interesting.
you can't just pick a random job that you don't know if that person has.
Yeah. That's a good point.
Example?
So like,
The towel boy for Hydro Man.
Yeah.
It's like you don't know if that's a real thing.
yeah, you don't just want to be the chauffeur.
Darth Vader's carpet cleaner. Have you ever seen him walk on a carpet?
Oh, I see. So you don't. Yeah. Okay. I see.
That's a good one.
I'm not sure if like we wouldn't pick the positions ourselves. We just say we want to work for you, and
Fair.
whatever job they give us, I'd be game for. Hopefully.
That's how LinkedIn works usually, I think.
Yeah.
Yep.
Are we saying a time limit for how long we're employed for these people?
Let's just see how it shakes
Yeah, I
out.
think
Let's
that's
say it's
part
one of
of
those
it.
things.
I think job stability, retirement plan,
Yeah.
if that's there, then
Yeah.
great.
Pension.
are all
I keep
selling
hearing that
points.
word. I don't know what it means.
Yeah.
All that kind of stuff. Any other rules we want to set for ourselves? You baddies, you bad boys.
Well, I guess I think we can. I'm just thinking some of these villains tend to have a certain type of people working for them. So I don't know if we want to assume that we are just regular people like ourselves, or
Yeah,
if that.
I know exactly what you're getting at.
You know what I'm
I think
saying?
we should just start and then we can.
Yeah, we'll figure it out.
Okay. Just like every other episode, we are each going to nominate 3 nominations, each make a master list of 12. We're going to whittle that down into a top 5 list. I'll go first, and we can go the way we introduced each other. How's that
Word.
sound?
Excellent.
Sound good, Taylor? That means you're last. Best for last. So make it good.
That's all right, buddy.
I'm going to start off with a banger. There's a couple Simpsons characters that I wanted to nominate, obviously, but
Yep.
the one that keeps coming back to me is Hank Scorpio.
Of course, of course.
Boom. That's my number 1.
Yeah. I mean, if it seems like everyone was on board with that. He is an incredibly nice guy. The guy will set you up in a really nice house. He'll put another story on your house with a snap of the finger. He will, get you a good.
Literally give you the moccasins off his feet.
That's true. Or you'll throw them away. His company, I'm not even sure what his company.
Globex.
Globex, that's Globex
Yeah.
Corporation. In that Globex Corporation, there is several hammock floors. So you can go get yourself a hammock.
No. You have to go down to the hammock district to get a hammock.
That's right. I don't know what else to say. Like, the guy will give you everything, like a great job, great benefits, a great house, and continue to motivate you to be a better employee. He does some shifty business in the background, but he has no problem pausing the war to give you some sugar out of his pocket. He's a good guy to me.
And when he completes his conquest of the eastern seaboard of the United States, he could even give you your second favorite football team
That's true.
Yeah.
Denver Broncos.
Wasn't it the year after the Denver Broncos won or something? I heard something like
The
that.
Simpsons is full of prophecies. You could do a top 5 Simpsons prophecies as well.
That'd be good.
Alex, you were pretty quick on that Globex pull. I'm wondering, do you happen to know Hank Scorpio's theme song?
Scorpio.
I'll be completely honest with you. I looked up the Simpsons wiki about 2 hours ago. Yeah, because Hank Scorpio was high on my list too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's a bit
Yeah.
of a icon of good villains to work for. So
Yeah, I think it's a pretty. I mean, would you die? Maybe, probably, if you were stuck in that little war at the end of that episode there. But Homer only stumbled upon that spot because he wanted sugar and someone to talk to. So that's on him.
And I bet the life insurance is just juicy.
Yeah, it's just juicy. That's right. Anything else we'd like to add to Mr. Hank Scorpio?
I will just say, even if you have a bottom of the rung job, like he cares about those people. The people working under Homer said that they got tired, and that's why Hank sent him out to get hammocks so that those people could have a rest. Like literally everyone in his company is looking out for. He's a good boss. He's not a good guy, but he's a
Good
great
boss.
guy.
Doesn't like France, but hey, who does? Alex.
Okay, so for my nomination, I'm going to flip the tone a little bit. And I'm going to nominate Megatron.
Interesting.
wondered if he
I
would
was
come
thinking
up.
about Megatron. Why did you want Megatron?
So Megatron, think about it. First of all, I am assuming in this scenario that I am a giant universe traveling robot with the power to destroy entire worlds. Right? Second, I have a sick name like Void Ripper or Titanium Dick.
So in this scenario, are we assuming you're also a Decepticon too? I guess you have to be.
Realistically, I think you have to be a Decepticon.
So you're not. So that's I guess that wasn't defined in our ground rules. Just to make sure
That's-
we can either
yeah,
be a
I feel like
human
that's acceptable.
or
yeah, I mean, in some organizations,
Minion
you
class?
really do have to fit in. So, we're
Yeah.
assuming
okay.
you
We'll
can
say
get
you're
there.
like minion class or whatever it is.
yeah, like when I went to the interview, if I went like I am now, I would definitely not fit into the corporate culture, right?
But
So,
think about Shia LaBeouf. He might be considered working for the Autobots,
that's true.
but he's just Shia LaBeouf.
That's true.
Also,
Well.
Patrick Dempsey worked for the Decepticons in the sequels.
Right.
No one
But
wants those.
I still think you would be.
Yeah, so I mean if we're being Decepticons, think about it. Just absolute sheer force of giant robotic power can change into any dope vehicle that you want. B-52 bomber, sick race car,
Yeah.
sick
Giant
motorcycle, literally a giant gun.
Yeah.
I gotta say though, if I may, I mean, I know we're not going to be debating this in detail just yet. I'm not 100% clear on how Transformers work, because right now you're saying you could turn into whatever dope vehicle you want, but it kind of depends on how you're made, right? Like you could possibly turn into like a boombox, or I mean, Soundwave is pretty.
That's
pretty
pretty
fucking
dope.
too,
That's
actually.
pretty dope.
But what if you're
Or-
the robot who turns into a toaster?
You
or,
chose
or
that
a
type.
Segway or
Yeah,
whatever.
that's a good point. Do Decepticons choose their form? Because I mean, when they were growing up
I
on their
think
planet,
so, because in Transformers movie, Bumblebee scans that Camaro. In like Beast Wars, they scan the fossils and the surrounding animals. They
Once
kind of
you scan, can you rescan?
Once you scan,
Like-
you never go.
Like if I'm like, I want to be a car today.
Bumblebee's the newest Camaro every year, so I would think so.
yeah.
So you just whatever you. Okay.
That's a question I had. Which Megatron iteration are we talking? We talking like IDW comics or the cartoon series, or the movies?
I'm straight up talking movies. Just Michael Bay explosions. Full
Okay.
chrome. Full
Interesting.
So there's a strong chance you'll get ripped in half.
Chrome. Yeah, you'll get ripped in half, but he's coming back, baby.
He always comes back somehow.
That's true.
So you want to work for Megatron? It sounds like you want to be a Decepticon
Of
more than you
course.
want to work for Megatron.
But don't all Decepticons work for Megatron?
It might be true.
I think so.
What's the benefit of
there
working for
bots?
Megatron?
So the benefit working for Megatron, get to punch Optimus Prime in his stupid little face.
Oh, I see.
I see.
I see
Okay,
where this
okay.
is coming from. He
Yeah.
done you wrong, huh?
He's an insufferable prick. Yep.
Well, he dies in one of those movies right
Yeah.
off the get-go.
he dies in the original movie.
Yeah.
Cartoon.
Sad.
Yep. But he
You
always
got the touch.
has his little Optimus Prime platitudes.
Yeah, so you just want to punch him. So
Knock that
really,
smirk
the
off
number
his
one
face.
thing of working for Megatron is you get to fight the Autobots and potentially punch Optimus in the head.
Yeah, and I think, and I'm not particularly adept at Transformers lore,
Mm-hmm.
but I believe the the Decepticons, they were pretty much just low caste people on their planet, right? They're just fighting to stay alive, I think.
Are they?
Actually, the Decepticons, and I'm not well versed in either, but I'm pretty sure the Decepticons are like the military force on Cybertron, and then the Autobots were like the working class. That's why they're more like trucks and like they're and they got into the war. So that's why like a lot of the Decepticons,
So you
they
get to
are
be a bully
giant
a little
guns
bit,
or
but
tanks
Still okay
or
with it.
fighter
hey,
planes.
you know what?
Dinosaurs.
I'd take it.
No, dinosaurs are good guys. Taylor, can I
Also,
just
plus to that, yeah.
can I just say that as soon as that actually left your mouth, I knew it was going to be gold. That was just world class. Actually, there.
Actually, here's something that matters.
Yeah.
I put on glasses just to push them up the bridge of my nose to do
Yeah,
that.
it's very anime of you. Joe.
Actually. So, I would like to switch some gears again and go to a classic that I believe had a little mention a month or so ago on this very podcast, and I think didn't quite get his due.
Give it.
Talking about the nemesis, the scourge of the seas of a place called Never Never Land, the good Captain Hook himself.
Captain Hook?
Yeah.
You think he got wronged in another episode?
Well, I don't know. I forget how Neverland did in the fictional universes. But let me tell you about Captain Hook and why I would be honored to serve aboard his ship, which has a name that I don't know. Kids show villains, right?
Yeah.
Villains in kids' movies, much less likely to get killed. Straight off, right? I mean, you're fighting children who may have knives. Most of their swords are made of wood.
They're such
they can
little
still sort
knives,
of cut you. Yeah, but I mean, they're going to poke you in the butt. You're going to go, ooh, and you're going to splash into the water, like, at worst. There may be a crocodile, but, like, you'll be fine. You get to do all the pirate stuff that we dreamed about as little children and possibly adults. I'm not naming any names, but me. You get to still live in a fantastical land and, like, sing songs and, like, sit in, again, dope hammocks.
So let's talk about, great, that's a good point, hammocks. That's a huge plus. Shmi. So Shmi works for Hook.
Yeah.
Let's see how he's treated as an employee. He's okay, I think.
Not the worst.
Not the worst.
Like,
okay.
He gets pushed around a bit.
I think
but
part of his job is to be the scapegoat and, like, take some of that shit. I think he's willing to do it. I think, he takes that on. He's a good personal assistant. He's a well-read dude. Again.
He's also like a grief counselor.
Yeah.
So how would Hook treat you as a...
I think Hook is wrapped up in his own... Like, I would not want to be Hook. Hook has a lot going on. He has a lot of stress in his life. He has that crocodile after
Really,
him.
you'd just be a pirate then.
Exactly. It's just sort of like Hook is going to do Hook. You kind of, like, look after him. You stay out of his way a little bit. You know his routines. And you do your pirate shit. And occasionally you fight some small boys. Like, cool.
So we're talking Disney.
Are
Hook
we
here.
talking Dustin
Because-
Hoffman or cartoon?
I
Or
mean,
book Hook.
I think I'm thinking original Disney cartoons more so than others. Like, I don't really want to come face to face with Rufio because that kid scares me a little.
That kid will
Also,
kill you.
Dustin
intense.
Hoffman has the boo box, which is terrifying.
Yeah. We don't. That's a little too dark for me. So classic cartoon pan.
Isn't there like a semi-canon piece of the Hook story that the pirates are essentially lost boys that escaped from Peter Pan? So I believe that Peter Pan is played a little bit as an anti-hero in the initial rendering of Peter Pan. And it's insinuated that if the Lost Boys grow up, he just kills them.
Wow.
And as the Lost Boys escape, they go and they become...
Yeah. So who's the real villain here?
Exactly.
Wow.
We don't know.
Society.
I'd like to be a pirate too.
Yo-ho.
Taylor, give us something.
All right, I'm going with a classic and probably be my number one pick for the regular Villains podcast, but I would like to work for Magneto.
Yeah.
I knew this would happen. And tell me why. I guess, hang on. You'd work for him as a mutant?
Yeah, in this
scenario, you would be a mutant of some sort, I guess, not just a regular human, because...
Yeah, and that's kind of crucial to why I would want to work for him, because, like, above anything else, he's just looking out for his, like, mutant kind. Like, he's just, like, he was a Jewish person that went through the Holocaust, and he's seen people, like, hate and attack and kill his people before, and he's seeing it happening again, and he's just had it. He finally has the power to stop it, and he's going to do something about it. He's protecting you. You don't have to be one of his soldiers, but chances are you would be, but, like, you're fight. Like, he didn't throw the first shot, in that story. He's retaliating in a world that hates them for no reason. They're scared of them, and they want to kill them. He's trying to stop that.
You know what? Like, working for Magneto, he probably won't try to kill you very often, I don't think.
Exactly.
And the people that you're up against are good guys who won't kill you either. So
Yeah, they are not trying to kill.
They're not-
Everybody kind of respects each other
Right.
in that scenario,
Well, I
except
think
for
the-
maybe the government.
the government.
Again, the true villains.
Man.
Freaking government.
I think Magneto, that's a classic choice, and that's a good choice. And again, it plays a lot of time into that anti-hero role,
Yeah.
as opposed to like that true villain.
Yeah, he's-
at some point he like teaches.
He's definitely he's bridged the gap.
Yeah, like he's at the.
That
Yeah, he's
villain
come
line.
across, but there's definitely, decades of the lore where he is just the villain. So I feel like he constitutes.
Oh, definitely.
I think he's also a pretty good one for in terms of like, oh, well, then I guess you're a mutant with cool powers. Because, like, yeah, I mean, he's also the kind of guy who wants people to be mutants and has on several occasions, like, figured out technology to turn people into mutants and
Are we
such,
talking
right?
about
So, like,
a specific Magneto at all, or just Magneto?
That was Mr. Sinister and Apocalypse more so that turned people into mutants.
Okay.
But
I just figured there were some plot lines in there. I guess, like, the first X-Men movie sort of had that going on.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
yeah.
Is it? Are
Senator
you talking about
Kelly.
Ian McKellen here, or just whatever?
it can.
It doesn't
honestly,
matter?
Yeah, it can comics because this character pretty much stays the same throughout all of those. So I don't know. You can really pick anyone, but like comics are. Yeah, let's go with comics because he makes Genosha, which is just an island in the middle of the ocean just for mutants to live in harmony and just away from
Sounds
people
like
trying
a
to kill
good
them.
dude. I'd work for him.
Asteroid M, if you want to go a little further away, he does the same thing with an asteroid in space. Like he's just looking out for his people.
There you go.
Leave him the fuck alone.
I guess that is a pretty big thing. Is that you? If you're just a regular human, he probably doesn't want anything to do with you.
Yeah.
So yeah, okay, cool. You're a mutant. And Taylor, before we move on, any mutant powers that you'd like?
I mean, teleportation is my go-to.
Then you'd be blue. You'd be Nightcrawler teleports.
Yeah.
Is that-
I think those two things are
Is that a
so-
requirement for the
Yeah, you
skill?
gotta be blue.
Okay.
You gotta be blue to
It's,
teleport.
it's just the physics, really.
Yeah, it's a physics. It's physics part.
Wavelengths and shit.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
got it.
Cosine, sine, tangents. So we're gonna move on to round two. Round deux. We're going to. I have my next nomination. I think this is a real fun one, and I'm gonna go ahead and say Team Rocket.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes.
Pokemon. But I'm specifically talking about like Jesse, James, and Meowth. Because
Oh,
like
what?
Yeah,
like
no, that's
probably Jesse James and Meowth, not Giovanni, because that guy seems like a big prick. But if I would work for like the antagonists, which is Jesse James and Meowth, those guys get to all sorts of fun every episode. Sure, at the end of the episode, usually they blast off again, but in the world of cartoons, which we brought up before, you can't really die at all or get very injured. Like in the next episode, you're fine. You can be in a full body cast, and then like 2 seconds later, you can rip off that cast. You can get like flamethrowered by like a Charizard, still be fine. But the fun thing about being part of Team Rocket's crew is not only like just like the adventures you get up to, but they always have the money to afford really expensive like mech suits and stuff like that to just try to catch Pikachu in a weird way, whatever giant rubber robot they come up with next. And yeah, I think they're just a fun crew.
That's a good point. Who is funding them? Do they have sponsors?
Giovanni.
What is-
Giovanni
okay.
probably, I would assume. I don't know why he keeps giving them money because they're really bad at catching Pikachu.
They're probably related. Like Giovanni.
It's a nepotism.
Oh,
Jesse-
you think so?
Yeah, Jesse's probably like Giovanni's niece or something.
Maybe.
Yeah.
That's true. That's true. You get some dope outfits that have a giant R on it. So
See, I think working for Team Rocket, the organization, would be great. I don't want to work for those two idiots, but if you work for Team Rocket, you could be those two idiots because they're working for Team Rocket.
interesting.
That's true. It is one of the more. It's a bit more contained. It's a smaller crew.
I guess if I can just say like you can say the larger Team Rocket, and maybe sometimes they'll just position me to work with sometimes Jesse and James, and maybe I'll get my own giant robot that's just mine one day.
What was Giovanni's Pokemon? A Rhydon?
Wasn't it
No,
Persian?
no, it was it was an Arcane. Was it Persian? Arcanine.
Was
Arcanine?
it? No, that was Gary's. Fuck, Pokemon. I don't know.
It's been too long.
I think it's Persian. The
Yeah,
giant
that makes
cat.
sense. Be dope to see that up close.
Guys, I don't know what a Pokemon is. I've never seen a Pokemon.
You've never seen a Pokemon? No. I started playing Pokemon Go again. It's been a mistake.
Oh,
But
too much exercise.
But it has increased the exercise, that's for sure. So I guess it's been a healthy mistake. There you go. Yeah, Team Rocket. I think it'd be fun. And yeah, they seem to have unlimited funding. And I guess it already pushes you into being part of the Pokemon world, which I think is super dope.
Again, that's, I think, covered in a previous episode that you should all go back and listen to if you don't know how good it is to live in the Pokemon universe.
It'd be awesome. It'd be awesome. Alex,
Okay.
what is your go-to Pokemon?
My go-to Pokemon is Gyarados. That baby carried me through Pokemon Gold.
Tight. And that's an evil-looking Pokemon, too. But what is your villainous pick here?
My villainous pick. So Tuong
Yes?
messaged me yesterday and said that these characters don't exactly have to be fictional.
Yeah, because Taylor said that to me as a joke, and then I'm like, oh shit, I should probably clarify that to
So-
people.
Is this about to get real?
As a clarification, it's about to get a pastiche of a real character, and my choice is Xerxes from the 300 movie.
Okay, so what, from specifically the movie or like in real life?
Well, a little bit of both. Think about it.
Okay.
You're a Spartan, right? Sleeping in a tent, hard ground, waking up, sword fighting with other dudes, going back to bed in your tent, sleeping on the hard ground.
Having nightmares about fighting that wolf when you were 5.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, that's true. Basically, life to death, all you're doing, learning how to fight. Don't get to participate in any art, any culture, anything fun. Look at Xerxes. Those body mods, those juicy boys and girls all around him, drinking tea, eating chocolate.
Holy
Man,
shit.
think about it. You got the life. So I go to war. I get my throat slit by Leonidas.
Yeah, in
I
slow-mo.
lived in slow-mo. Great. I lived a good life prior to that.
So I get, like, the idea of wanting to be a part of that, like, colorful, fascinating, vibrant culture of this semi-fictional Persia.
Yeah.
But if you do think of the number of people involved in that, and like Xerxes was often riding around on top of a giant semi-mobile pyramid, right?
Yep.
If you consider how many people were on top of that pyramid compared to how many people were underneath the pyramid carrying it around, like where are you likely to be in this organization is
But-
sort of a question.
But what do you do after the pyramid's done?
Why did he have to have that giant pyramid anyway? That seems like a lot of
Probably
work.
die of all your, I don't know, exhaustion.
Yeah,
and-
perhaps.
Yeah.
Perhaps.
But hey, that does sound
I mean,
okay.
do you think you would be in the tent with the deformed dancing girls, or do you think you'd be more likely to be like one of the guys with the chains on you that they lead to battle?
Well, those are slaves, right? I'm talking. I'm a
I think a lot of them are slaves.
yeah. I'm a wage slave in this scenario, not
Right.
just a slave. You know. So I'm probably closer to the tent than the chains.
That's kind of a fair stipulation, I guess.
So I'm thinking that maybe I'm not like, real up close and personal with the dancers, but maybe I'm in the back,
Yeah, you're like middle
Yeah,
tier.
I'm a
kinda.
middle manager. It's what I'm destined for in real life too.
Cool. I like it. Xerxes. That guy has a lot of piercings.
Yeah, he
Has-
looks great.
I want some. You're gonna walk into a shop and be like, "Do me a Xerxes."
That's
Yeah.
true. He probably has a fairly comprehensive staff just to maintain all of those piercings, make sure there's no infections,
Yeah.
That wouldn't be the worst
Yeah,
gig.
it wouldn't be
That
the
skin
worst.
is smooth too. Someone's shaving that boy for sure.
For sure. Waxing,
Smooth
probably.
and waxen and gilded.
And in the interest of full disclosure, I would like to point out that I do have a Persian partner who may not have led me to this decision, but
But
she
it's
is
definitely
she's
influenced.
very she's very critical of the way that the Persians have been portrayed in movie 300. So we're just setting the record straight a little bit.
Great, I love it. Joe.
Yeah. So I feel whenever Pokemon is brought up, I feel real old. And
It's like the 90s.
yeah, yeah. So I'm going back to my youth, something that has survived since then, but a little video game on the old NES platform.
Okay.
I
know this theme song.
It's Dr. Wily's theme song.
Yes.
Yeah,
Mega Man?
the villainous supervillain Dr. Mad Genius of Mega Man fame.
That's
and
good.
I would like to work for Dr. Wily, not because he's a great guy, not because I think he would take care of all his people, but because I feel like he's very monomaniacal. He's all about like building his lair, building his giant weird pod to walk around in. And aside from that, he assembles his team of robots and then just sends them off to like go hang out in their own little private worlds and like slow down Mega Man for a while. And then it's very hands off.
Do you get powers by working for Dr. Wily? Because
So-
he's a mad genius and all.
I guess I can't be assured that working for Dr. Wily, I would necessarily be an employee on the scale of a metal man or a craft
Scissor man,
man,
cut man.
or what is it, a poison chameleon or something in one of the later iterations where they became animals. But you know, maybe you could just be like a cool antelope or like a robot penguin who throws snowballs in one of those cool snowlands, and like that would be all right. You know, you have a simple life, repetitive actions. You get shot over and over to provide ammunition and power crystals or whatever for Mega Man.
But you don't get revived after that, so Mega Man would literally kill you.
I think you get reassembled because everybody's robots in this world, pretty much.
Okay.
Yeah, fair,
All right.
fair.
Okay.
Yeah.
Plus those old games, you like travel back in the screen and then they respawn.
Exactly. They just
It's
pop
true.
right up again.
Like, what?
Same
I
spot.
just killed you. Damn it.
Yeah. And you know, maybe someday I could prove myself to Dr. Wily and
Maybe you'll be
get
Dr.
a
Wily.
cool, noun man of some kind. Give me a noun.
Would you want
Rubber band man. Not great.
Like T.I. Yeah, that sounds good.
yeah.
That's what's
Plant
happening,
Man?
partner.
Yeah.
Plant man is a pretty
Plant
broad
Man?
one. That's good. You'd have to get in pretty early to get that one.
Yeah.
They got weird later on.
Yeah, they ran out of ideas
Yeah.
later on.
Sometimes a little racist.
But
We'll try to avoid that.
yeah. Would you ever want to get Dr. Wily to teach you how to be a mad scientist yourself?
that sounds like that's getting deep into the Mega Man plot, which I'm sure exists once you get characters like Proto Man and Zero, the cool sword-wielding android who becomes a good guy. I don't know. That stuff all exists, and I don't really care to know about it.
Yeah.
I just want to be,
You just want to be a penguin.
a dude in a weird factory with, like, crushers that are automated on
Fair
conveyor
enough.
belts. Yeah.
Taylor, give me one.
I think I'm gonna have to go with 1987 animated version of the Shredder.
That's great. That's so funny. I was going to do that one too. Tell me why you want to do that.
Well, in this world, chances are you'd be the Foot Clan. That's pretty much like his most, mundane worker. But in the animated series, you don't die again. It's a big criteria for us. I mean, like, two of the turtles have bladed weapons, but they just punch you. They'll never stab you. They can't because of sensors. So you're fine. And, like, even if you fuck up, he's not going to kill you. He's covered in blades, but he's not going to kill you. How many times have Bebop and Rocksteady screwed the pooch while on the job, and he just yells at the sky or, like, smacks them, but then they're back next week? I feel like you can get away with a lot of stuff there. If two of the generals are that incompetent, I can just skirt by, learn martial arts, and, like, if you did do the movie version of Shredder, you can hang out in an arcade and play games with
Which
young
movie
Sam
version?
Rockwell.
Which movie version are we talking about? Like the
The first one,
first
right?
one.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
Casey Jones.
Yeah.
That was the
See,
one with
that
MC
one
Hammer.
I don't really want to do so much because a lot of people die in that, and same with the original comic. They cut Shredder's head off. But the cartoon series is that sweet spot where, I don't know, I think you could have fun.
Yeah. You just be like a ninja then, just a regular class ninja probably.
Now,
Yeah, you periodically get your ass kicked by.
Although
full
there's tiers of ninjas. You got like the low class, which is like in the video. I'm thinking about the video game, which I think is still based on the 87.
87.
Yeah, like just purple, and there's green, and then there's blue, which has like.
Okay, but realistically, do you think any of us are getting above purple Foot Clan soldier?
No.
I mean, I'm maybe
they go through those guys fast. It's high turnover.
Yeah, the turtles will kick your ass.
Now, the way I do remember it, at least in the video game, and I think a lot of the cartoon, they got around that stabbing problem by making a lot of those ninjas, again, robots. So is there a potential that you could just be a robot ninja in this scenario? Or you'd be one of the
mean,
OGs?
Let's say,
I'm taking the regular ones, but if
would you be
have to be a
open? Would you be
robot-
open to being a robot?
Well, if I get augmented to be turned into a robot, maybe I'd get like my own episode or something. Villain of the week, I'll take it.
Oh, that's the dream, though.
And there's always the promise of turtle soup on the menu.
That's true. I don't think turtle soup would be very good. I'll be honest.
Never had? Anybody? No?
No, I've not had.
I also don't think the turtles, once you confront them, they won't kill you either, which is nice. Even though they have very dangerous weapons, that's
What I'm
always
saying, they'll
confused
just
me.
sheathe their swords and punch you.
It always confused me the way like Leo has his dual swords, but it doesn't look like he ever cuts anything ever.
Yeah, he
Just
kinda-
Just for vegetables.
They're for parrying, and then you kind of push things.
yeah, you exactly. Yeah, vegetables.
Maybe a pesky door.
That's right. All right, we're going to round 3, everyone. Round 3. There's a couple that I really want to.
Yeah, it's getting tight.
It's getting tight. I'm I'm happy with the ones I've nominated, but crap.
Do it, Tuong. Do your dark horse.
My dark horse? I don't know if I want to do my dark horse in this thing. Okay. I'm gonna go with. I think we need females on this list. I think we need some females.
There's some good lady villains. Out
I was
there.
gonna literally just choose someone else, which I think would be a better villain. But we need some female villains here, and I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with a pretty deep cut here. Her name is Sharpay Evans. She is from High School Musical.
Oh, yeah.
She is that blonde girl from High School Musical who is just literally the bully in the movie. And the reason why I choose her is she's your typical like bully in a musical or in like a high school movie. She's kind of like sassy, kind of like eggs on or like kind of griefs the main characters. But besides that, she's not like doing anything too dastard, like, you know, just trying to screw someone over. Sometimes she'll like maybe like switch report cards or like something like really like low bar kind of thing. I don't think she's actually done that, but something on the line of that.
Okay.
But really, at the end of the movie, she always gets to sing in the big dance number with everyone. Like she always comes together and she gets invited to be like, hey, you know what? You're not so bad after all. Let's all sing and dance about our problems and we're all good to go. But this happens every single movie. There's 3 of them. And then the next movie, she's like, okay, maybe you're kind of evil again. And then at the end of the movie, you're like, nah, you're not so bad. You want to be part of this dance number here? So really, the reason why I'd want to work for her is because it seems in that universe, there's a lot of singing, dancing, fun, and again, low bar of getting the worst that can happen to you for being part of Sharpay's crew is sometimes you get slightly bullied, but that's it.
Oh, I thought you would be the ones doing the bullying.
You would
get counter-bullied.
Maybe you would be like, because Sharpay told me to, I wouldn't pull your pants down because that's above her.
Yeah.
That's Ashley Tisdale, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. There
Yeah.
you go.
Also-
I might sing a song about how you're a nerd, Joe.
Yeah.
But that's it. And you might join me in on that song and say how you're not a nerd and we just duet. So
Okay, so it'd be like a song battle.
it would be a song battle and then we'd
You
forget
might
about it
lose,
at the end. And then we'd sing and dance at the very end of the movie too. So yeah.
I didn't know how much you yearned to sing and dance in your everyday life.
I'm just saying, like, if that's the world we live in where the worst that happens is that we sing and dance about our problems, then
Tuong, why don't you tell us how you really feel?
I am. I'm wearing
boom, 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 boom.
Hey, I like to wear a toot to dance on a
Good, I'm
tape.
sure you feel better now.
Yeah, I wasn't done, but okay, great. Well, I'm done now. So, Sharpay Evans, she's my nomination. Alex.
Okay. So for my last nomination, I'm going to pick a bit of my dark horse. Mm-hmm. We're going to go back into the realm of video games. With the much venerated video game Animal Crossing.
I was going to pick this one.
My choice is Tom Nook.
Yeah, fuck that guy.
The storekeeper. So, for those of you unaware, Tom Nook is a raccoon/tanuki who you meet in the game of Animal Crossing.
Beginning of the game.
You are a child who has inexplicably moved to a new town by yourself.
No
and
parents.
Tom Nook offers to give you a house. Little do you know, there's a $20,000 debt on that house that you're looking to repay.
Yep.
Now, through the use of indentured servitude, Tom Nook employs you at his store, but soon realizes there's not enough tasks to be done around town and forces you to sell seashells to make up your debt. And just when you think you're done, he builds an extension on that house. And you got to pay more money.
That's right.
So, Tom Nook, greedy capitalist and user of child labor, is the villain in the Animal Crossing series, in my opinion.
I have Tom Nook on my list too. I agree. He was going to be one of my sleepers. Fuck that guy. That guy just makes you want to pay for everything.
Just got to pay for everything. Just got to go to the beach every day, collect the rare seashells, get the bugs,
Catch some bugs.
plant the peach trees. Peaches are a very good generative income.
Yeah.
But now that we've described how he's the villain, I mean, I would love to pay off my debts by catching bugs, man. That seems pretty dope.
Yeah. I mean, okay, that's interesting. So when you're a regular villager in Animal Crossing, are you working for him or you're just working?
You're working to pay off your debt, which I would assume is working for him. You are also initially working for him in some sort of capacity.
Because I was
You're
thinking, yeah, go ahead.
you're doing just menial jobs around town, right? Imagine someone gives you a house and is like, to pay this off, go give Linda down the street this cake. That's what you got to do. Or go catch this rare bug and give it to the museum. That seems pretty dope.
I was thinking because his I think it's his nephew and niece or something, like they're like the twin Tanukis. they work for him and they don't gotta do. It just seems like you could also have Tom Nook's job where you just get other people to pay you as well.
You could do that too. Imagine working up the ranks and just stealing children from their homes and forcing them to pay for houses they didn't ask for.
And you probably live in a pretty rockin' house.
Oh yeah, at that end, man, the extensions go up literally through the stratosphere because Tom Nook has not stopped putting them on.
Because some of the items you can get in Animal Crossing is like arcade machines, freaking probably 4K televisions at this point.
It's funny actually because Joe brought up the NES game. I am not old enough to have played NES
Keep rubbing that in.
at any particular length. My first introduction to NES was through the Animal Crossing virtual NES console you could play on the GameCube.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's, wow.
Yep.
Joe, how do you feel about that?
Animal Crossing, to me, a little too close to a Pokemon for me to delve into. I just don't know what it is, but I hear great things. I'm curious about, like, it seems like we keep coming back a few times to, like, the crushing forces of capitalism as villain. Do you think that Tom Nook kind of, like, is that his name?
Tom Nook.
Tommy Nook, that he, like, best personifies that force of like...
Yes, Tom Nook is a distillation of capitalism and wage inequality crushing America.
Yeah, that's pretty villainous, but good if you can get in on the ground.
Yeah,
Hey,
exactly.
if you can work for him, I think you're okay. And the worst that can happen is nothing, because that world, nothing really bad happens.
No,
You're just in
imagine.
debt.
You're in debt, but there's no timeline. There's no interest. You ain't catch a seashell for 3 days. Doesn't matter. Just bring it to him later.
Yeah, I know he'll pay you off. It's great.
He pays literally 2,000 bells for fish, man. It's great.
He's just swimming in money.
Yeah.
That's that Breaking Bad money. Joe.
Okay. Yeah, so last one. We're getting down to the wire here. A few options out there. I think I want to get a little more serious here. And imagine a world in the far future. And imagine a figure who exists somewhere out in space. A shadowy figure. Who knows who he is? He's probably somewhere in a big room staring out a big window at a big exploding sun that just never finishes exploding. Constantly smoking his space cigarettes.
I know what it is.
And thinking about how to best protect the human race from the encroaching xeno entities out there. I'm talking about the Elusive Man, head of Cerberus, an organization in the Mass Effect games.
Nice. Lots of video game polls in this one. I like it. I like it.
You get to really know a villain through a video game, I feel. You get a personal connection.
Well, you spend more time at it playing a video game than you do watching a movie, so there's that. Tell me about the Elusive Man.
So Cerberus, to get a few things out of the way first, for those who haven't played Mass Effect, Cerberus, not a great organization. I don't vouch for them. They are basically a humanity first, we don't trust those aliens kind of gang. So not cool. Little bit of space Nazism going on here, but low-key space Nazism. But they got great technology. They've got good PR. They got a nice corporate structure, I think, that includes a lot of things, including some cool aliens as well, if they're useful. But the thing about your relationship to Cerberus through these games is that in the second Mass Effect game, you actually do work for Cerberus, and you get to see that angle on them as this elusive man, this Michael Sheen guy who's smoking cigarettes, who's like, Commander Shepard, time has come for you to come around and see the true nature of humanity in the universe. Is that a good Michael Sheen?
It's pretty good. Is it Michael Sheen?
Yeah, it's not Charlie Sheen.
That's Charlie's
Martin
dad.
Sheen?
Martin Sheen.
Martin
Yep.
Sheen?
Martin
I think it's Martin
Sheen.
Sheen. Yeah.
Thanks. So he kind of brings you under his wing, whether you want to or not, because he uses his great technological resources to kind of bring you back to life, gives you a fancy ship, lets you assemble a crew, gives you like full autonomy to just complete your mission because he thinks you can do it. And, it all serves his needs, and ultimately maybe he wants to get that technology and use it to put weird implants in all of his soldiers' heads that ultimately control their minds, and it's not great. But if you work for him, if you're a go-getter, a self-starter, he's going to be hands-off. He's going to trust you to get the job done and give you some real cool plasma guns of some kind.
He'll give you some cool space tech, I think. And you work on a spaceship, so that's freaking cool.
How many of these villains have put you on a spaceship so far? Team Rocket?
Probably.
Contrary
They
to their
do
name,
blast
do they?
off.
Oh,
Yeah,
Magneto has Asteroid M, just saying.
goddamn Pokemons.
Tom Nook does not have a spaceship.
He'd probably get one.
He
one
probably-
day.
yeah.
He can probably afford one. Yeah, the elusive man. Good game for sure. Great villain, I think, as well. Great villain to work for? Probably.
Depends where you end up.
Depends where you end up. Are you a human in this instance?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
Yeah, you're not.
You're probably
already
a
forget
human.
the
You probably
races.
get some like disposable power armor that slaps on you and doesn't do a whole lot. You'll probably get shot by somebody,
Everyone does.
by some cool Turian with a sniper rifle. But you know,
Hey, whatever.
what else could you ask for in this life?
I like it. Taylor, give us our last villain.
Yzma.
Yes.
Yep.
From Emperor's New Groove.
Oh yeah.
That's fantastic.
great.
I'm so glad that you guys are nominating the ones that like I didn't say, but Yzma's great. Tell us why.
I mean, basically, you're just going to be her Kronk. I don't think she has a very big circle. And yeah, she doesn't treat him that well. But again, Disney movie, not going to get that hurt. But you get to do some crazy stuff. You get to make your own theme music whenever you're running around doing secret missions for her. She's got potions that can turn you into different animals. I don't know. It just seems like fun.
Yeah,
also,
she has a
says
secret
in the
lab.
movie.
You definitely
Yeah,
get to
says-
pull the lever. If
Yeah.
nothing else.
The other lever. Why do we even have that lever? Yeah, I don't know. Like, I feel like even though she is a prickly old pear, she does like Kronk as well, right? Like,
Yeah.
you go to the lab and he gets his own seat in the roller coaster.
He gets his own outfit too.
Exactly.
Um,
Yeah, and I think she says that her last Kronk was like 10 years ago or something like that. So like,
Is that
there
a
you go.
thing?
You have a bit
Oh,
of
I
job
didn't-
security there.
I didn't know there was a thing there.
Yeah, it's like James Bond. Kronk is a
I don't
state
know
of
if
mind.
it was name was actually Kronk. I don't. Yeah.
I was gonna say because Yzma is the royal advisor, right? Like I think that was her position before. So you're pretty close to royalty at all times. So you're not like scraping at the
You're not
bucket
getting
to
your
get
house
by.
destroyed
Yeah,
so that
exactly.
the emperor can build a what was it, like an amusement park or like a beach house? I don't know.
Yeah, something like that, like some sort of utopia of some sort. Yeah, I like the secret lab thing. That's cool. That's cool. And yeah, pretty low bar. And you sometimes you just have to cook for her and carry her around in like a giant tent on your back. But whatever.
She doesn't weigh that much. She can't.
No,
She is all bones.
No, Yzma's good. Hey guys, we came to our list. We have it. This is a great list, I think.
Yeah, we got some variety.
We got some good stuff. Let's take a little break, Ski, and when we're back, we're gonna have to rank these baddies, but mostly who we'd like to work for, kind of thing. So, because some of these guys are better than others, but
Let's all fill out our resumes. I'm excited.
it might take me a while. I haven't done that in a long time. We'll be back.
Top five, top five, top five.
Hey everyone, we are back. We're back. Alex tried to school us in some sports knowledge just now. I didn't understand
It
any
went
of it.
well.
Went well. Taylor
feel more
doesn't know
athletic.
the name of Ganondorf, apparently, the evil lord. And
I thought it was Gordon.
I love Gordon Dorff.
Gordondorf is way better.
I want to watch that sitcom.
Joe's been trying to find his way back home from the pod cavern. He just got here. He's already trying to leave.
If you're listening to this sometime in September and I'm still stuck in Kitchener, come give me a ride.
Yeah, you should be teaching somewhere up north, right?
Yeah.
Can you tell the people at home where you're going? That's
I guess I'm going up to a place called Pikenjicum in the north, which I've never been to before, and it should be exciting and educational.
since it's so far north, you have to bring winter gear.
Yeah, apparently it's like stays pretty toasty warm there until like October or so. So I might just kind of go with what's on my back and then order everything through Amazon, and it'll get there.
Does
a month
Amazon
later.
even go there?
Amazon is kind of the only thing that goes there. There's like
That's pretty-
Amazon's
there's like
almost
one
an evil
store.
organization.
Yeah,
That's pretty prime.
Yep, I would work. No, I wouldn't
Bezos.
work for Bezos. I don't
Yeah.
think.
No?
No,
A little too evil.
Yeah,
yeah, that's the fiction.
definitely wouldn't work for Elon.
No, oh
Fuck
no,
Elon.
that's why we don't actually have any real people
Yeah.
on this list. But on this list, we have Hank Scorpio, we have Megatron, we have Hook, we have Magneto, we have Team Rocket, Xerxes, Dr. Wily, Shredder, the Shredder, right? Which I think is the
Yep.
Shredder. Yeah.
Orokusaki,
or that.
the Shredder.
Shredder. Sharpay Evans, Tom Nook, Elusive Man, and Yzma from Emperor's New Groove. So we got the responsibility here, and you know what? These people want to hire us. Let's be real here. We've been working really hard on our resumes. I made a video resume once. It went really well. I made a video resume a second time. No answer, and I got really peeved about that because that's a lot of work to put a video resume in, right? Give me a call. Give me a call at least.
If you're listening out there sometime in September,
Yeah.
give Tongue a call.
Give me. Well, this was years ago, so
Still.
But give me a call anyways.
he gets
I'd
lonely.
I'd appreciate that. But anyways, guys, who would you like to work for? What do we got here? Go on.
Hank.
Yeah, I mean, Hank Scorpio feels like the iconic, like, he exists exactly to symbolize what we're talking about here. So he should probably be on that list.
He was, to go with our seating, he was first in the draft.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
he's going in number
You're
one
He
seed.
was, he
right
was
now.
on all of our lists, I assume.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Yeah, you know what? The moment he got me when I was a kid and I was watching that episode was the moment where he put his coat on backwards. Where he's like, I didn't even give you my coat.
Not for nothing, he was the first rich guy to wear a sports coat with jeans.
Wow. Again, Simpsons prophecies, trendsetters.
He's good. He's good. And he knows how to use a flamethrower, so that's he's a handy person to if you
He
fuck with him.
actually is like Elon Musk is him with no chill.
Yeah.
No. Elon Musk is like a garbage human who is smart.
Oh, absolutely.
But
Hank.
Hank Scorpio.
He's got the social skills.
Yeah, exactly.
He's a fun guy.
Elon Musk argues with people on Twitter. That is literally like the lowest caste of human being. If you argue on Twitter.
Yeah.
Sorry.
The in the town you end up I forget what that town's called. You remember?
Cedar Rapids or some shit.
That sounds
It
sort
sounds
of
Cedar
right.
close.
Springs?
But that sounds like a real thing.
I
Is
don't
it
remember.
Cedar Spring? I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, that place in general seems like a pretty decent place to live. It's just the Simpsons couldn't adapt to it, which is
Do you know what is
really-
one of the best shots is when they're showing the video for how great the town is, and they're showing how they're rejuvenating everything, and then there's the one shot of a bunch of homeless people, and then they just turn into mailboxes.
Oh, that's good. Anyone else we want to work for, guys?
Nobody else.
No one else.
Hank Scorpio or nothing.
I'm into Magneto. I think that if I was a mutant, I would have actually a very tough time not work. I think Magneto, if you're a mutant, is probably a good choice just in terms of your own
Yeah, if you're a
personal-
mutant.
Yeah, your
Yeah.
personal livelihood, you know?
Yeah, I mean, that, to be real, that X-Men series always, like, had a lot of longevity, partly because, like, Magneto always had a point, right? It was like, yeah, I could see myself going over to that side.
Question about Magneto. It's something like I feel like his story is so resonant because he was in the Holocaust. I always wonder, like, as it gets further and further away from that, could you change his origin and like because otherwise he's going to be 100 years old running around fighting the X-Men? Like, would it have more of an impact? Can it be as impactful if it's not the Holocaust that he's lived through?
Right now, no. There is no tragedy in our lifetime that even comes close to the impacts that the Holocaust has. Perhaps.
Ooh.
Pray not.
Oh, yeah, I know. I'm just like in terms of like storytelling of like, man, do you just start saying like the magnetism in his blood is keeping him from aging or something?
Yeah.
'Cause I'm like,
Oh,
that's
yeah,
such
no.
a good.
There's-
such a good
There
character.
can't, and no, Joe is right. Like that's a Eurocentric and
Well, also, I just mean, like, it does sometimes feel like we could get there,
Yeah,
and I'm
well,
hoping not.
yeah, that's what I was about to say. Like,
The world's
perhaps we could get there, but pray that we don't. But
Yeah,
I think that
it's
the
not worth
best,
it just to get an updated.
Guys, the world is
Magneto
burning, and we're
reboot.
trying to get in the ground floor of the right villains to work for. So we're set for life, so we
Yeah.
don't have to deal with that bullshit. I like Magneto a lot. I'm gonna say I like Tom Nook a lot, and the only reason I like Tom Nook, well, he has the Team Rocket appeal where or a lot of appeals where it's just like a cartoon character, but also just like such a low bar of like he is a villain, but if you're on his side, then you're just rolling in that money, man.
Yeah. If you're working for Tom Nook, you got a good thing going for sure. And like even as a villain, he's villainous in the way that he is an Elon Musk parallel, if no one else. Just like exploiting the loopholes of society to earn himself more money. In this case, the loophole of society is stealing a child and forcing him to buy a house.
When you put it that way, maybe I
There
don't.
is nothing in the rule books that says you can't steal
Exactly.
a child and put them in a house.
Well, we don't know if he's
The thing is, in Animal Crossing, I've never seen a single adult in that universe, so I think everyone might be a child.
okay,
maybe.
except for him.
So,
Except for him.
Okay.
As an outsider, I'm very interested in this Tom Nook fellow and his world. But
I'll show you a picture.
Yeah. And I like this whole idea of like the capitalist villain and the non-threatening world. I think it's got a lot going for it. What I'm not sure about is his organization. You said he's got a couple of Tanuki kids working for him or whatever, but like who?
This is like nieces and nephews,
His
I
organization,
think.
he owns a general store.
Yeah.
That's his organization. You want a fishing pole? You want some fruits? He's got them.
Is it kind of like just everybody in the town essentially works for him, and like when you're in Animal Crossing doing shit, you're working for this guy
I don't-
because he's all there is?
Yeah, so I don't believe that they're per se working for him. However, their only source of income is selling random detritus to Tom Nook.
I'm looking at a picture of the guy in his sweater vest, and
Yeah,
it's
he's-
Argyle's sweater vest, and
I
I,
don't think
do
he's-
want to
oh.
choke the man out.
Sometimes he's wearing a business suit.
I
as
want
you
to
can see here.
roadkill
The
that
Tanuki.
Tanuki.
Taylor, you might. I'm not sure if you know who Tom Nook is. Maybe you want to Google
No,
an image.
I never played that. My biggest thing with him is it sounds so fucking boring.
To work for Tom Nook.
Sounds
Man.
peaceful.
Just that whole like that game.
You're talking about Animal Crossing.
that game doesn't interest me at all, and like I sure as shit wouldn't want to live it.
I
That's
would be
where I'm
okay
at.
with doing a job where I'm like mostly sitting down in one place by a fishing hole, waiting for like
That's kinda
kids
what
to
I'm
come up and
thinking.
talk
It
to me.
seems like a
and-
pretty
I don't like
relaxed-
fishing. I don't have the attention span.
I don't
You
either,
can
but
catch
I like
bugs.
sitting.
You can catch bugs, or you can dig up fossils.
Yeah, you can do some digging. You can shake some trees.
And the fossils are conventionally marked with an X.
Taylor, can you just Google Tom Nook so you can just see what this guy looks like, and you can see.
I
how-
know what he looks. I don't know. I'm not sold on this
I
guy.
think-
It just sounds so goddamn boring to me.
So sounds like we got half a star.
We'll go. We'll just
Oh,
do
you
a
can star
Let's
it.
just do a
He's-
star.
he's
We might
no-
not get to it. I just wanted to say I want to give a good shout out to Tom Nook because I think he'd be fine. He'd be a
So
fine person.
just
to work
saying, why would you spend all your time digging up fossils when you could just find some fossils, scan them, and become a
Boom.
dinosaur? Do you like that
Megatron.
segue? I don't know how I feel about Megatron actually, but I want to bring it
for.
up.
You just want to do that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do we think?
Megatron is a weird one for me because there's a lot of caveats that you need to add.
Yeah.
Are you a Decepticon? What can you turn into?
I was thinking about this earlier too, but I'm just like, Megatron. Like, I don't know if I actually want to work for him.
Yeah.
Because I don't know if I believe in him, like as a leader all the time. Like, he is definitely like, he has that conviction
Yeah.
of like, I'm going to do this, and I'm super evil, and I'm kill Optimus and stuff. But like, I don't know.
It's true. As a political platform, it doesn't really have that much going for it.
He just wants his energy, right?
Energon cubes.
Yeah, he wants his Energon cubes.
John. God damn it. What a stupid name.
Don't they want to just terraform the Earth because Cybertron's fucked and they can't go back?
They wanna
he's
make a
trying
new
to turn it into
Cybertron,
a
yeah.
new
Cyberform it.
Cybertron.
Yeah.
And in
Cyberform
that
it.
sense, I'm like, he's got to like. If I was a Decepticon, I'd be like, yeah, I want our home back.
A lot of parallels to colonial Europe there, you know? You know?
It's fair.
Oh, yeah.
So I got a bit of an issue maybe with Megatron specifically and the whole Transformers thing. This maybe even applies a bit to Magneto and his gang of mutants. Is that I like Magneto. I don't know how I feel about Megatron, but either way, I think a lot of the people they have under them are raging assholes, and I don't know if I want to hang out with them as
Oh,
coworkers.
as
Like having
coworkers.
Starscream
Fair,
next
fair.
to you.
Oh shit, we haven't really considered coworkers.
Yes.
Yeah. It's kind of a big thing, the whole corporate
Yeah, who you work you
culture
can-
there.
Yeah,
Yeah.
culture.
That's I always say. It's not what you do, it's who you work with.
I don't know. You might be right, and you'd probably be put in a position where you'd have to act like them, and then one day, before you know it, you are them.
Yeah. Ooh.
There you are. You are Starscream.
I mean, maybe you end up working for Soundwave and you're like, oh, I'm a cool little cassette. I can pop into his belly and like pop out in a, I don't know what, like a high school or something. What the hell was up with those undercover cassette tapes?
I don't
It
know.
was the 80s, man.
Yeah.
Hey man, that's just how it goes.
I
Ta-
like Captain Hook.
You like some hook action?
Yeah, cartoon one specifically. No scary boo box.
You know what? That's not too bad because you get to be a pirate.
Pirate's
And-
life for me, anyway.
And it seems like the Lost Boys really only fight Hook mostly. Like
That's
they
the-
don't fight Shmi.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like nobody really hates the other pirates. They're just hanging
The only
out.
thing is like Hook, if he hooks you into the battle.
Boo.
Okay, sorry. I'll walk the plank now. Then you're gonna get poked in the butt a few times.
I'm fine with
That's
getting
okay.
poked in the butt, Tom.
They're
yeah,
worse things.
yes.
Right?
You're
Couple
all
of
fine with
butt
poke.
pirates.
It's on my resume, you know it. Bullet
Yep.
2.
Special skills.
Poke butter. Poke butter. Butt poker. There you go.
Butt pokey.
Yeah.
Butt Pokemon.
Speaking of, what are your thoughts on that?
Butt Pokemon?
Team.
On some team?
I'm here for Team Rocket.
I'm also here
yeah.
for it, but I don't want to be the one who
I-
says my own nomination here.
I like Team Rocket, but I do understand the point that I believe Joe made about perhaps you don't want to work for two bumbling idiots. I just don't think that the recognition is there, you know?
I think Taylor
Well-
was saying that, but I would agree. It's a very
But-
small.
I
I'm
think-
talking the
insular
organization.
crew.
I think
not
at the
Jesse and
I'm not
James.
sure if I made it clear or not, but when I did nominate it, I did mean to say Jesse and James, but I'm pretty
we're-
sure I mentioned that I changed it just to Team Rocket in general.
If we're talking org, I'm pretty into it. Imagine just being a chill NPC and your job is like to literally stare in one direction, and when the character walks by, you just walk up to them and battle.
You
That
get
sounds good.
You get an exclamation mark that says, "Hey, I have to battle you."
You toss them some muns, and then you're done.
I
You're
don't
done your
love
job.
that. I think, again, me coming to Pokemon, I have tried to play a couple Pokemon games, and I find it depressing just going onto screens and seeing all these people standing in one place next to a field.
They're
and
just
it's-
ready to
this
battle
is your
you, man.
life. You have a line of dialogue and a small
Look at
roster
the bright
of
side. You
Pokemon.
can catch bugs.
the top percentage of Reddit's app.
Think about it outside the realm of the video game, but in like you haven't seen the TV show. But in the TV show, they're not as like robotic about stuff. They're
Right.
actually like
Yeah, yeah,
doing
yeah.
stuff and getting up to adventures and stuff. I think in the world of Pokemon, there's adventures happening all the time. All the time. And if you're like, hey, I want to work for Team Rocket a little bit, but I also want to go do my own thing, catch some of my own Pokemon, get my Gyarados, get my Arcanine, get my Charizard. You can go do that. And it's all funded by Team Rocket because at the end of the day, they're like, let's get all this money so we can.
Where's that
catch
funding coming from? I still
Giovanni.
want to know. I think it is.
The guy's rich, man.
Human trafficking.
Well,
Not
we're
much value to humans in the Pokemon universe.
trafficking, actually.
Yeah.
Pokemon
It's
pit fighting.
jinx.
Which I am
The
still
trafficking
suspicious
jinx.
of. Everybody says they're just friends, but
I think to move on, I think that in the theme of the pod very specifically, like who you would want to work for, I think the Elusive Man is a very good answer. I'm not particularly familiar with the Mass Effect games, but from what I am familiar with, he may not have the best intentions for the universe, but if you're working for him and you believe in the cause, he'll probably treat you right, I think.
yeah.
I don't know.
I kind of had a Dickens of a time following that story.
Yeah, the story
is
gets-
is it basically just like the Empire?
Depends a little on the timeline. He never has that much power. They are kind of like their own rogue paramilitary organization that is like kind of about protecting Earth, so people are kind of okay with them, but then they become kind of increasingly dickish to everybody. So yeah, Mass Effect 2 era Cerberus, we could say.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
You're gonna die, right?
Yeah, almost
Yeah,
certainly.
yeah.
You are probably a soldier in some capacity. You could be a scientist or whatever.
I mean, that's the thing is
weird
like
cyber
when
ninja.
you see Elusive Man's always hanging out in his like sketchy chamber. Not sketchy. It's actually pretty cool because you get to see an exploding sun kind of thing. But nobody else gets to hang out with him. So like there's no like clear ladder space where you get to the highest point and just hang out with him in that room.
There's that one weird ninja guy, but that's more Mass Effect 3.
Yeah.
But I mean, I figure like there's also a lot of positions that we don't get to see within an organization that big. Like you could be in charge of procurement for his weird space cigarettes. Like that's a full-time job.
You could be a line cook.
You could be a line cook for Cerberus. Feed all those weird genetic cyber soldiers.
Yeah.
Yeah. Aside from like Transformers, it's the only like real live in space, have space adventures thing on here, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
I mean, that's appealing to me.
I mean, you could argue Dr. Wily, maybe.
Yeah, kind of.
Kind of. Anybody else? I would. Last thing I would put my vote into is probably Yzma. I think that would be some fun times.
It's a beautiful climate. The landscapes, lush, steamy.
Yzma.
I mean, fucking Mesoamerica, wherever
Yeah, I
they're
was like,
located.
hang on.
The Incan Empire.
Peru.
Yeah.
No, I think Yzma is a really good person to work for. Just you put up with some light banter, but really you're never in any danger of bodily harm. You get to quip a little bit.
You can quip a little bit.
What about and we said like her villainy tends to be sort of like localized, kind of like light emotional
She's a
abuse.
schemer.
Well, she did try to kill the Emperor.
Yeah.
Yeah, but she
Who's
never
a
localized.
dick at the start of that movie? Let's be real.
Yeah.
she never saw any true repercussions for that, correct?
I
She
mean,
got turned into a cat.
Yeah.
in
But, like,
plotting to kill him, he did learn many valuable lessons and become
So
a better person.
you could
in long run,
argue
right?
that Yzma was the hero of Emperor's New Groove.
Catalyst.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Ah ha 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 ha. Boo. You're making a cat pun?
Oh no.
Me,
Oh. Well, it would have been better if you made a cat pun.
Also, she's another one that will put up with a huge amount of stupidity or just incompetence.
which is appealing in a boss to me.
Yeah, will she treat you right out? Yeah, you know what? Like, she gives you the perks. The perks of just, like, having that lab equipment near you. Boom.
Yeah.
That could be
Yeah.
yours one day.
Speaking of perks or will she, like, if you're a Kronk, if you're a fine specimen like Kronk, I'm not saying that I am or any of us are. I don't know. Either way, are you gonna get sexually harassed in the workplace?
By being
I
Yzma.
never got that vibe from it. Did not seem.
No.
Okay,
I
she's
think-
focused elsewhere.
I think like non-sexual harassment, probably. Yeah,
Okay.
Yep, definitely verbal.
Yeah, I never-
100%.
I always
Yeah.
felt she liked having the eye candy around,
Maybe,
but
Interesting.
isn't
I
necessarily
never
going to
had that
interfere.
feeling.
I mean,
I think
Make him
she's
uncomfortable.
she's all brains. She just got somebody who's all brawn and no brains.
All
Like
brains.
it's just an extension of her.
Yeah, I'd say all brains and like maybe 6% libido. Rating libido.
All right. Let's see here. So we have Hank Scorpion, Team Rocket, Tom Nook, Hook, Elusive Man, Magneto, Yzma. Anybody else? We want 1, 2,
We've
3,
named most of
4,
them, huh?
5, 6, 7. That's 7. So really, is there anybody else?
I
last
love
one?
Sharpay being on that list. I don't have any emotional attachment to the High School Musical things. I think that's great.
I think it's great.
I think like I love that. I love that you brought High School Musical back. It was a very large part of my high school formative years. However,
God, you're so young.
Joe's aging by the minute.
yeah. However,
We all are tongue.
I do not believe Sharpay. Like, in what capacity would I be working for Sharpay? Am I like, if I'm a member of the clique, am I working for her?
I would
true.
say you're working for her as much as her. Is it her brother?
Yeah.
As much as her brother would.
Yeah, but
I've
she
not
treated her
seen
brother
these
like
movies,
shit.
but this girl
though.
sounds like
What's
a,
that?
She treated her brother
poor
like
man's
shit.
Regina George.
That's what I mean. That's what that. Okay, so that was my like. I was thinking about Regina George versus Sharpay, and at the end of the day, Regina George treats her like girls like shit, and
Man,
they all
everybody
get.
in high
But they
school is
all
miserable.
get theirs
That's
at
the point. At least you're at the top of the food chain.
right. But they all get theirs at the end of the day. Like they all like kind of suffer those consequences for being a bully. Where in High
At the
School
end of that
Musical,
movie, everyone is happy. And
There's an
like, what the
80%
heck?
chance it's already raining.
in Mean Girls,
Yeah.
Regina,
Yeah.
she's happy at the end. I don't remember that.
Yeah, they all are.
Because they have Tina Fey to talk some sense into them.
Well, regardless of the situation, they're pretty similar enough, and Sharpay, you end up in a musical. So,
I don't like singing or dancing. So.
hey man, but if you're put in a world that's where everybody like that, then
I like it as a job prospect, not so sure.
it's true. At the end of the day, like I guess I would have to be a mean person to some people sometimes. As my job requirement, but you know what? Like
Working for a villain, you're gonna have
this
to sometimes
entire
be the
list.
mean
We're
one.
gonna have to
Yeah.
be mean to people, except for
Boo,
like
you whore.
yeah. Okay. Anybody else? Megatron, Xerxes, no. Dr. Wily, no. Shredder, no.
Shredder's a classic. When I was first thinking of my list, my mind actually went to Krang first, and then I was like, no, I don't want to be on that Technodrome working for Krang. And I somehow like missed Shredder entirely. But
Yeah, what if Krang's like robot died and he just put his like brain inside
In
of your
my
stomach?
belly?
Yeah, in your belly.
Oh.
Yeah. Ugh, no, that
how
wouldn't
would
be good.
that feel?
That wouldn't be good.
I got a new kink. Cool. Moving on.
Moving on. Anything else? I think we're good. We need to cut 2. So once again, we have Hank Scorpio, Team Rocket, Tom Nook, Hook, Elusive Man, Magneto, Yzma.
Let's say get rid of Hook. That didn't really have a warm.
Really? I thought that we felt pretty good about Hook as like
Oh, I
classic
that was the one I
villain.
pointed out, but
I'm fine with Hook. Yeah, I thought we did some.
I feel
pretty
like
good
Hook should
fight
be
for Hook.
represented on the low end of that top 5.
I would. I think Elusive Man and Magneto are similar-ish, and the reason because they're fighting for a species. That's kind of what I'm.
Yeah,
thinking
with
about here.
arguable morality. Yeah, I don't think they both need to be there. And I'm not sure about Elusive Man. I think it really just depends on how much we want to be in that particular space realm with space technology. It's
Yeah.
interesting
Yeah.
to me. There are a lot of possibilities there, but
Yeah, the technology over there seems pretty good, but working for the Elusive Man, I'm trying to think of what I would do.
actually,
Like, how much can I do before I die?
actually thinking
Very
about
little.
it, yeah, I mean,
I don't know who that is. But I'm like,
Yeah.
It's because
it's
he's
fuck it, it's Magneto. Like it's got to be Magneto.
Yeah, but no power. But he's rich. The guy has a lot. He's like just a rich guy in space that kind of calls all the shots. That's kind of how I view him.
How many times do I have to say asteroid M today?
That's true. Yeah. If you get in on one of those fantastical fabled mutant paradises, it's hard to say no to that. I'd put a vote toward Magneto probably.
All right,
I
well,
feel
let's
like
cut.
Magneto.
Let's early cut Elusive Man here. And
Magneto.
so we have Hank, Team Rocket, Tom Nook, Hook, Magneto, Yzma. Now I already know off the get-go that Taylor wants to cut Tom Nook.
Tommy boy.
I'm not ready yet,
I'm not.
but I'm not sure what else.
I think he's fascinating, but I'm fine with cutting him.
He's so fascinating to me.
Because I still just don't really know what working for him means as a career. Is it? I think
Yeah,
you're going to
that's
get
it, like,
bored.
No,
of it.
it's
I
a
agree
career with
Taylor.
low. I just feel like it's a.
It's not a lot of room for growth.
Low stakes,
I
low
don't know, that's-
pay. Just
It
nice.
just
to
sounds
know
like you're
that.
mid-tier in a pyramid scheme to me.
You're
mid-tier.
You're just chilling.
I mean, yeah, Taylor. I mean, we were talking about that, but have you even tried the herbal supplements yet? Because I think you're really going to like them. I think you got a lot of
Well,
potential in this
Fine,
organization.
but what am I supposed to do with all these other cases you sent
Okay,
me?
we'll talk about it more.
I
after.
think if you work for Tom Nook, you're getting your own place.
Yeah,
For
definitely.
like probably pretty cheap. He'll still charge you because he's Tom Nook.
Yeah.
But he probably
Is
cut you-
indentured servitude cheap these days?
Yes. no,
someday
this is-
you'll have a home of your own.
We are debating the morality of indentured servitude and child labor, but I'm of the opinion that if offered his deal, I would take it in a heartbeat.
Yeah.
Well,
But I do understand Taylor's right. It'd be boring as fuck.
we're learning
might
a
be-
lot about each other here today.
Hey man, if catching bugs and digging holes sounds boring to you, then I don't even know. I don't even know you anymore. I've never.
There's a reason the movie Holes is only an hour and 30 minutes.
I've never seen it.
What?
Yep.
What? Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yep.
unacceptable.
Every time they were playing it, I said, I don't want to watch that movie.
What is Shia?
Yeah, but Shia's.
It's
that's
Shia.
not a. There's no longer an argument you can make anymore.
I'm surprised nobody
This is
nominated Shia
post
LaBeouf
Even
as the
Stevens
villain.
show.
I watched Even Stevens. That was a good show.
Surprised no one nominated who? Sorry.
Actual cannibal Shia LaBeouf.
Ooh, yes.
There you go.
Anyway,
I
anyways,
can't go into a dark wood to this.
Are
day.
we saying Tom Nook then?
Goodbye, Tommy.
cutting him. Wow,
Hey man,
that quick.
I would have fought for him, but I mean, I kind of like everybody else.
Honestly, I don't know. He could stay, but like, who else?
I love that he's
who else
That's
is
my-
borderline.
up and off. I'd say go between like the 2 5s.
Who's the 2 5s? Hook
Well, that's
and-
what I'm asking. Like,
It'd be
who
Hook.
else?
Hook and Nook.
Do you think?
Yeah.
It'd be Hook and Nook.
Captain Nook.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Hook I like because I kind of understand the mission, and I do like the idea that
Do you understand the mission statement?
yeah,
of the
yeah,
company?
like I get the pillars of the company, right? The pillars of the corporation are there.
Yeah, I'm cool with having Hook.
Yeah,
over
I think
Nook.
I like Hook, and there's really no one else you can cut, right? I don't think.
Yeah, I mean, you guys are making your points.
Who is on
only-
here? So we got Rocket on there. You guys are keen on Rockets?
So Rocket's an interesting one because I think that the main crux is that you get to be in the Pokemon universe.
I don't know if that's true, also, but I think like just getting that Team Rocket money to be able to do stuff.
You're making that much. Do we really know what they're getting?
Well, I
though?
think the money. Sorry, I don't know if you're getting paid a lot, but you are able to do a lot with that money. So, like, I'm talking about those giant robots they
Right.
always get funding for.
They're kind of the Cerberus of the Pokemon universe, right? They just have access.
They have access to all of that stuff, but I don't know how much they're getting paid.
You're
Probably-
kind of just doing the same shit as everybody in that world, though. It's a job.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, if you take away the fantastical idea of being in the Pokemon, you're just slinging balls, baby.
Slinging balls. Isn't that what we're
No,
all
you're
doing?
also I think you're also trying to take other people's like Pokemon away from them. So you're kind of a
But
bully.
that's just like racing for pinks.
Yeah, I keep going back to the
You
giant
know, playing
robots.
pogs for keeps.
Slinging balls and racing. Do I need to start watching Pokemon? Have I been missing out this much?
I think so.
Okay.
I think so. You know what a Squirtle is?
Of course, everybody knows what a Squirtle
Come on,
is.
that was a stupid question. I keep going back to those giant robots and those things that though specifically Team Rocket can fund, and I bet you because it's such a large corporation that they would have an excellent benefits package. Because look how fast all of Team Rocket heals themselves per episode.
I thought that was just the physics of the
I think there's a
universe.
physics of the episode,
You
but
know-
I think they would get high
they're taken
class
care of.
like health care.
They definitely have a covert Poke Center. You just like entered the Pokeball and
Yeah,
get
they do
tossed in.
something. There's
Yeah.
shady shit for sure. So that's
Yeah. As sad as I am to say it, I think Tom Nook has to go.
yeah. Sorry,
Yeah.
Nook.
Tommy Nook.
Y'all will be very sad when you're dying in the Mutant Wars.
Yeah.
I'm just digging up fossils.
At least I'm
Hey
dying
man,
for a good
I was with you the
cause.
entire way, but you gave it up. You gave it up.
I'm
for-
gonna give it up. I don't think that there's anyone that we're gonna.
You
It
know,
would have been that or
release-
Yzma, but I think Yzma's too fun. And
Yeah.
I would like to see a female.
Yeah, I
villain
like
make
it.
in
It was
this.
a nice change. Like it's nice to have some of those like tranquil villainy experiences.
Yeah.
And although Tom Nook, I feel like almost goes so far into the tranquil villainy that it makes me worry like who is really being hurt by this? Someone is suffering, and I
Yeah.
just don't know who.
All right. So we have Hank, Scorpio, Team Rocket, Hook. Magneto and Yzma. What do you guys think here? What are we thinking?
So if we're gonna
Let's go 5-1. 5-1.
yeah, okay. If we're gonna go number 5, I think it's probably, in my opinion, Hook. Hook is at 5.
I would accept that. I would probably put Yzma at 5 just because the scale of the villainy is small, the organization is small.
I would go interchangeable on those two. Yzma or Hook. I think Yzma. I think you would be able to do more fun things with Yzma.
That was my idea.
I think Yzma would be a better time.
Better time.
And I just realized that we have 2 Disney villains in the list.
Yeah,
There you go.
got strong villains.
I'm cool with either, but my vote would be Hook 5, Yzma 4.
Same.
I accept. Cool.
All right. What else we got?
I think I'm going to take over that conversation again, but I think 3 is Team Rocket because I think the top 2 there, like
I already know what my number 1 is, and I think everyone has the same number 1. But
yeah,
I don't know. I'd probably go Magneto 3. That's
Magneto
the thing.
That's what I would go.
The thing with Magneto is just you got the cause though.
That's the thing that I'm starting to just feel right now.
What do
is
you
that
got?
Of all these villains, Magneto's got the most, like, you would feel inspired
Oh,
working for
inspired,
Magneto,
I
which is
see.
a rare thing.
I see.
I'm working for Rocket. I'm grinding my 9 to 5. Giovanni's paying me some money. Whatever. Magneto, I care. I care about that, right?
Yeah,
I think that's
if we're under the impression that you're a mutant,
Like,
then yes.
If
Yes.
you were working for a villainous company like Rogers Telecommunications, for example, Rogers Cable, but you were inspired by them, you felt like you were really part of their new vision for society, you were going to change the world,
Yeah.
I could handle that maybe.
What's Team
Maybe
Rocket's
not.
mission statement?
And also, you can make avalanches with your hands.
what is I think
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
I think Giovanni is like he's obviously a mafia parallel, so he's just laundering money. He's laundering money. He wants to accumulate wealth.
So he doesn't even care about the Pokemon.
I think he just wants to. I think I know what it is. He just wants to catch the strongest Pokemon to be part of his like army of Pokemon, right?
Right, yeah.
And that's why the entire series, Jesse and James and Meowth are trying to capture Pikachu.
The Pikachu.
I think that's what it is. Okay, I see that. I see your point in the cause. I probably believe in Magneto's cause more. I see the lower. My counter argument would only be that you wouldn't die.
it's going to end far worse for you, for sure. But maybe it's a life better lived.
Yeah, and I'm thinking about like who would I want? Yeah, that's true. You probably wouldn't get paid working for Magneto.
Not so much. You might live in some
No,
sort
but
of
you get to
camp,
live.
but yeah.
Yeah.
Free tongue.
Like a free bird.
There's a free mutant with nobody looking over
I
their
don't
back.
know. I
sending
feel like if I'm
robots.
working for Magneto, I'm not really free because I probably still have to go into war with him.
It's a choice.
Yeah, I think it's a choice.
Is it?
Yeah.
Because if I say,
otherwise you could join the X-Men. It's a choice. Or do your own thing.
yeah, would Magneto be cool if I said I don't want to do either? That's my question.
Well, that's this list is about people
I know,
you're working
but
for.
I know, but that's fine. But I want to I'm trying to judge
He'd probably
Magneto's character.
call
Can we
you a
just
coward,
can we just do like a very
but-
brief role play? Like
He's-
you're okay.
Yeah, sure.
Yes, Slime Wad. What's
Yeah, me, Slimewad. It's,
You wanted
it's
to
I.
speak to me.
Yeah, sorry for putting slime all over your floor here. Now, can I call you Maggie?
you can? I'd prefer Eric. but
Okay, Eric. Sorry. Some of the guys said you can.
We
like
know each
Maggie.
other. You've worked with this organization
Sure.
for a good few years now.
I'm feeling like I don't actually want to work anymore.
I can't help you with
Oh.
Yes, my personal
Oh,
assistant
yeah,
here.
the
She's
assistant
new.
here. Okay, great. It's one of those home pods. That's
I
crazy.
just
that you
turned
can afford
into
that.
a little bit more Patrick Stewart on that last one.
That's okay. Anyways, Eric, I don't think
we
I
know each
actually
other
want
so
to
well.
work for you anymore. Maybe I don't even think I want to work for Professor X anymore, to be honest with you. So, how do you feel about that?
I feel like wish you were wearing the metal underwear that I got you so I could give you a wedgie right now with my mind.
Yeah, and that's all you would do?
But you know what? You gotta find your own path in life. Make me proud, Slimewad. Make a slime kingdom of your own out there, of your own making.
My name is Eric as well.
What?
And scene. Well, okay, all right. So you're thinking that he would be upset at me and
He'd be like a little hurt, but he'd understand.
okay.
I think he'd give you one of those all evil needs to succeed is good men to do nothing kind of spiels.
Okay. The only reason I'm asking, or we role play that situation, is, of course, I'm working for Magneto, but if I ever wanted to just stop working for him in general and not maybe support the cause from afar, but not actually want to do anything for him, then he'd be okay with that.
He wouldn't kill you, but you're not coming back.
Yeah.
I think that's
I think he'd be, I'm not angry, I'm just disappointed.
yeah.
See, that's bad too. I see.
You know what is fun? I don't know what Giovanni looks like, so every time you guys say his name, I'm picturing Giovanni Ribisi, and that's fun.
I don't know who that is.
Giovanni, in my experience from the early Pokemon games, looks like a thick sprite in a suit.
Ooh, thick sprite. That's 2 C's on that.
In a
thick,
red
right?
suit.
Yeah,
He's a
yeah.
bumping red suit.
Oh yeah, like the high quality suit. Whatever Pokemon's version of Gucci is, that's what he's wearing.
I think his goons also get to wear Gucci outfits as well, if they need to. It's like, hey, let's go catch this Pokemon. You're getting a Gucci outfit for tonight, so you can go to the ball or whatever.
Yeah, the club.
The club. You're
Yeah.
gonna go to the club. You're gonna go catch this Lapras. Boom.
Lapras would be at the club as a centerpiece. Yeah.
There you go. Okay, well, I could be swayed either way. I see your point with Magneto. I see the cause point, but I think Team Rocket's more fun, but...
I think I vote Magneto for 2.
Okay.
Definitely.
All right, we're doing that. Well, I guess it was pretty obvious from the beginning of the episode. But we're going...
Scorpio.
Yes.
He's the man who runs a company. He's got benefits.
How many hammocks would you like to
fashion
own?
sense. How me? I don't need a lot of hammocks, man. 2.
Because I'm saying if you work for Hank Scorpio, he would give you as many hammocks as you want.
2 to 3.
Okay, it's done. It's done.
Sold.
That's it. That's all you got to do.
Yep.
All you got to do is tackle a coworker.
Yeah.
And you're okay.
I tackled a loafer at work.
Okay, so our list is number 5, Hook. Number 4, Yzma. Number 3, Team Rocket. Number 2, Magneto. And number 1, we have Hank Scorpio. Why are you laughing over there? You made it.
It sounded like a bad Schwarzenegger.
Magneto. It is I, Magneto. I've come from the future? Past. Fuck.
That's
future.
about as accurate as the voice that I did, I think.
That's good. All right, so we're getting to honorable mentions. Great job. We made a list. Looks like we will be handing all the resumes to those people. Hopefully they accept. But here are some more that I would like to hand out to. Again, we don't have to go into a giant spiel about it. Just list off what you have on your list. So I have Hank Scorpio. I have Yzma. I said Injustice Superman. Sharpay Evans. Regina George. Bob Barker from Happy Gilmore. I said, if you guys ever see it In Bruges, I forget his character's name, but Ralph Fiennes' character, the really rich
Rafe
guy.
Fiennes.
Ralph Fiennes. Fiennes?
Rafe
Rafe?
Fiennes.
Is it Rafe?
Yeah.
Oh, I always
Rafe
thought it was
Fiennes.
Ralph.
It's written as a Ralph.
Really? Okay. Anyways, his character. Walter White. I think I'd be fine with working for him. President Business in the Lego movie. Team Rocket. I said Tom Nook. I also said Elusive Man. Gru from Despicable Me. Pegasus from Yu-Gi-Oh. Mr. Burns, because I'd just be working at a power plant. Professor Chaos. That's
What's
South
that?
Park. South Park.
Oh, yeah.
Butters. Satan. Mojo Jojo.
You'd be
Did you just say Satan? Did you just slip Satan in there?
Yeah, Satan from South
Satan.
Park.
Oh, okay, yeah, that's Satan.
Yeah,
he's good.
I think he's pretty fun. Mojo Jojo. I don't remember too much about Powerpuff Girls, but it's a great name to say.
Classy dude.
Let's see. Lex Luthor was the one I was going to nominate instead of Sharpay, but I think we had too many corporate dudes kind of guys. Gaston, Dark Helmet from
Nice.
Thank you. Lord Farquaad. Lotso Huggenbear was my other one that I was going to say. That's from Toy Story.
Oh, yeah.
And then I said Wes Mantooth from Channel 9 Evening News.
That's a good one too.
I like it.
Alex.
So I do not have that many. I have the Green Goblin from Spider-Man. I have Dr. Evil from the Austin Powers movies. Voldemort.
Really?
Yep.
Why?
Yeah, it's...
Because even like the Malfoys, they're like number one like fans.
I think
Get fucked by him.
if you're, and not that I agree with this, but if you're in on the cause, he's an inspiring leader.
it is a pretty cool club to be in.
Yeah.
But
I don't.
But he's one of those bosses that will fuck you over.
Oh,
for
he'll
no
fuck
reason.
you over. But if you're in it, you're in it.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, I have the shark from Jaws.
You want to work for him?
Yes.
Okay.
If you are a Remora, just clean it all day.
Makes
Doesn't
sense.
seem too
Oh,
bad.
I see. I see.
Yep. I have the government in The Day After Tomorrow. That way I'm getting on the boat.
Nice.
Just work for the government.
I am a mid-level government employee.
Yeah.
Yep. And I'm getting on that boat before we all die.
Uh-huh.
That's about it.
That's good.
Yep, that's
a good
what I
list. Joe,
Cool. I got a Ra's al Ghul from the Batman.
Which one?
Probably Batman Begins more
Like
than
the
anything.
actual, like,
yeah,
he's a
I'm
pretty
not-
empathetic one, I think.
Yeah, he trains you to be a ninja. I've got the mayor from season 3 of Buffy the Vampire Slayer. A very avuncular figure. Nice guy, very polite. Villain adjacent, I don't know if he counts, but the Grandmaster, Jeff Goldblum.
I had
Yes,
him.
he counts.
Great parties. My phone's
He's got the
going off.
melty stick though.
Yeah, oh, that's true. I wrote down Meryl Streep in The Devil Wears Prada just because, I don't know, I could be Anne Hathaway, I guess. I haven't seen it, but...
Be Stanley Tucci.
oh, yeah, that'd be all right. Prince Zuko when he's in villain mode. I wrote Cersei Lannister. She's, of all the villains of Game of Thrones world, I think I can handle working for her.
I guess if you work for her, it's not too...
She's more likely to have sex with you and then ultimately have you killed.
I don't think she'd ever have sex with you.
Okay, well...
Yeah, you're not
Best
related.
case
You're not her
scenario,
brother.
just
That's
throw
true.
so much
Well,
shade.
she has sex with at least some of her cousins too, I think. Oscar the Grouch.
Is he a villain?
Sort of. He's closest to it.
He's just a misanthrope.
Yeah. Maybe the Diamonds, Blue Diamond from Steven Universe, if anyone watches that. Great show. And, I just threw Zuckerberg on the end there. Like, maybe I'd work for Zuckerberg.
Ah, okay. Okay. Just like real life kind of
Yeah,
guy.
just real life Zuckerberg. I don't know.
I'm sure you'd make a ton of money. Bet you get that Facebook money. Although I did hear they lost like a ton of money.
Yeah, that's true.
Just recently.
The time to get out
Like
was a little while ago.
120 billion in a day.
Billion?
Yeah.
Fuck.
Yeah, but
it'll
doesn't
come
make
back.
any difference to the Zuck.
Yeah, the Zuck doesn't care. Does he like to be called the Zuck?
I think so. Yep.
Yeah.
I've asked him.
He's a slime boy. Taylor.
Yeah, number 1, Scorpio, Hank Scorpio. Magneto. Apocalypse, if you're into a little more like conquer the world, I just put him on there because he also augments your powers, and that's kind of cool.
Doesn't
Oswald, sorry?
Apocalypse gives you powers?
Well, he can augment your powers. Like, picture the people that become his horsemen. He, just levels them way the fuck up.
Okay.
Oswald Cobblepot, because, like, at the end of the day, he's just a gangster. He owns clubs. There are people like that.
Yeah,
in
but
real
gangsters
life.
always killed their underlings.
And that fish smell.
Ooh, the fish smell. That's a good point.
You don't think the penguin's going to kill his underlings? Come on.
I don't know. There's a run the risk, I guess. But
Yeah. All right.
yeah, you can just be a busser in his club, whatever.
It's true. It's true. All right.
The Grandmaster, Kylo Ren.
Yeah.
No Darth Vader because he'll choke a bitch, but Kylo Ren, like, he gets upset and he just like destroys computers.
I'm pretty sure he also choked the other guy. What's his name?
Hut? What?
Hux.
No, not Hux.
Hux.
General
Yeah.
Hux. I guess that's the only guy he choked so far.
True, and also Hux doesn't work for him.
That's what he likes to believe right now.
I think him and Hux are kind of on a level in terms of the hierarchy.
They've got kind of a
That-
brother
yeah.
feuding brothers thing going on.
Spoilers, at the end of the last movie, I don't think they're on the same level anymore.
No, you're right, but
Definitely. Anyways.
Hans Gruber, he's got a tight circle.
Nice.
Really competent guys. Yzma, geez, what do we got? Queen Beryl from Sailor Moon. You get a dope outfit. You look fabulous, and you get powers.
I was trying to think of her name. I don't know enough about the Sailor Moon, but I was into it anyway.
Yeah.
Cool.
Gordon Gekko, not my line of work, but if you're in like that world, like
What's
man,
that?
the guy
Gordon
was,
Gecko?
Wolf.
sorry, Wall Street.
Wolf of Wall
Not
Street.
Wolf of Wall Street, just Wall Street and Wall Street.
Right below
The
that,
other
I've got Jordan Belfort.
And Jordan
because he did
Bel- yeah,
the
I was
same
gonna
kind of
say.
shit.
The real one or just the Leo one?
I don't know, man. They're honorable mentions. I didn't put that much thought.
The lewds, get the lewds.
Rita Repulsa, Power Rangers, the Shredder, Team Rocket, Megatron, and Megabyte from Reboot. Because like hack and slash, again, I'm seeing a pattern with mine. Those guys are just idiots, and they always screw up, and
They're fine
still
again.
employed.
Yeah.
And then Regina George, because she's Queen Bee.
I was gonna say when you said Apocalypse, Galactus also gives your powers.
That's true.
yeah.
Right? Because someone
Be the Herald.
Yeah, I was talking to someone at work today, and they're like, Galactus is who I'd want to work for. I'm like, but why? And he's like, oh, you just get powers, and you can be like the heralds, and then all you got to do is find planets for him to eat.
Oh, that one looks good, boss.
Yeah, and that's like, oh, I guess you're right. You would get the power of the
It's a
Silver
moist-
Surfer. So,
That's a moist planet right there.
hey, that's a tasty little planet over there, Galactus.
Juicy.
Look at that one. Jesus.
That one's got some
That's
spice on it.
our list. We did it. We made some villains that we'd want to work for. Thanks, guys, for being here. Thank you for being on the podcast. Everyone, put it together for Alex's first podcast. Just a little clap here. You can't hear it, Alex, because people will be hearing you on the bus or on the train or on the car or whatever, but they are clapping.
Or at their workplaces.
That feels really good.
It feels
really good.
You
Yeah.
should probably thank them.
Thank you, everyone, for
No,
allowing-
individually.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thanks, Alex, for being here. Now, do you have anything going on in your life that you want to plug, or any, I don't know, shows you want to plug, or video games, or it doesn't matter. What do you want to plug?
I don't have anything in particular that I want to plug. I just want to thank all my friends out there that helped me with both this podcast and on my journey through life, but in particular this podcast. So thanks to Zara, my partner, and all my other friends that helped me out, because this topic was one that I was not intimately familiar with. I started doing this, and I realized that I've watched approximately 5 movies in my life, and one of them was Cheaper by the Dozen. So yeah,
Awesome.
A lot of villains in that.
Fantastic.
there's a dozen
Eugene
of them.
Levy. Boom, right there.
Great plugs. So your plugs is just really everybody, thanking everybody. That's great. I love that. Joe,
Hi.
you got to plug something
Yeah,
here.
I'm going to be leaving town to live in the woods for a year, but maybe I would give some secondhand plugs maybe. If you happen to be in the Toronto area, check out Sex T-Rex Comedy and the D&D Live improv show if you're into nerd stuff. And also check out Board Again Games if you want to go to some cool drop-in board game events, because you're a nerd.
Board games are fun.
You're a friggin' nerd, and I know you love it.
You must be a nerd if you're listening to this podcast. That's what I think. That's what I believe. That's what I think. Yeah, just to go off of that, Sex T-Rex, real fun times, D&D, and yes, and Joe is wearing the T-shirt. Okay, I'll buy one after. Okay,
Yeah.
okay, I'll buy one after. Don't worry. Taylor, plug it up.
Hi.
Plug it up.
I don't have anything to plug,
Well,
bud.
thank you for being on the show, first of all. But you always have something to plug. You're always watching something. You always have recommendations. Recommendations.
Best show. It's supremely underrated, but everybody needs to be watching Detroiters. It is one of the funniest shows going. They've done 2 seasons now. It's Tim Robinson, he used to be on SNL, and Sam Richardson. He plays Richard Splett in Veep. They're just 2 ad men in Detroit. It's hilarious. Not enough people watch it, and get on it. It's on Much Music in its entirety, so check it out.
Excellent. And for me, I'm your host, Tuong. Once again, you can find me lurking in the pod cavern. And we also have the Improv Punch Up that's lurking in the pod cavern. We have the monthly Talkin' Tongue Facebook live stream show that we like to talk about, or it's just me talking about some fun things that come up in the month. And then I do play some video games from time to time too. So we have Pod Cavern Plays, which is primarily on Twitch, but every now and then we'll be on Facebook too. That's it for plugs. Anything else you guys want to sign us off with? Pew, 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 pew. Is that
You're
it?
hired.
Bye, everyone.